Interesting.
Hovering over Catalina, are we? Yeah, you can see his eyes. You know, he's messing with us. But you know, I mean, like, just. Yeah, all right, let's assume Catalina's the pick, right? This was a character that had gotten quite buffed in the most recent, well, I should say the final patch, actually, for this game. And a lot of people were like, wow, Catalina has maybe come back to some of her roots. Because, I mean, if you only played the game in vanilla, you just remember Catalina was a terror, right? For a very long time after that, she got kind of dumpstered in terms of nerfs. And she was not doing so hot. She was definitely trying her best, but, you know, post-patch, things got a little bit better.
If gamera locks in Catalina, we're going to hear Callisto shouting all the way from Chicago.
I am a better Catalina.
I'm nice.
I'm the nicest Catalina. Excuse me.
It is.
All right. So this was the progenitor of the mid-range footsie game.
Yes.
This was, I believe, the first character that Gamera was playing before the DLC started to happen, as well. It's been a very long time, so I definitely could be wrong. I mean, I guess it hasn't been a very long time in fighting game years, but like just for this game and its lifespan, you know.
Yeah, so Catalina, she's the type of character that just by her design, she kind of lives or dies by her frame data. Her unique skill is not really that good. In fact, what helped her, I think, the most actually was all the new system stuff. Because since she doesn't have too many tricky, unique tools, pretty much she's buttons, a good fireball, and a good uppercut. That's the character. Yep. So all the new unique tools really helped her out. Now she's got a new backdash to escape situations she couldn't escape before. She's got a new way to add to her combos when she's on cooldown. Yeah. And everything in general, in that essence, I think helped her out.
The system definitely elevated her. I mean, rush off of 2M is a fantastic thing for Catalina. So we're going to see Gamera try to space out that 2M and work in that neutral space. However, Tororo closing the distance really quickly to start off Grand Finals.
And I mean, already with the big damage on this one, this is where we see Tororo shine. Ooh, yeah.
No, you don't.
My
Again, just coming back to it. Jumps will always be denied when it comes to Tororo. The throw here. And yeah, this is the strike throw pressure that Catalina has been running a terror for some very long time. You see that 2M is going to play a lot of dividends.
Don't want to get caught by EXDP either.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, you know, for Catalina, there's no reason for her to fireball at that range, because her fireball is not nearly as good at a mid-range as some of the other characters, right? Her fireball is like basically just I'm either counter fireballing or you're full range, or I'm trying to make it so that a guard string is a little more safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like right there.
Definitely a nice answer for a Lord Strike, too, if you're that far away. Just put it on the screen, see what it do.
Yeah, it makes it so Lord Strike is now not as prevalent on the mental stack, right? Because your opponent's not wanting to use it as much.
It's crazy to see things go full circle. We saw 6 and all types of crazy characters in the tournament. And when it came down to the Grand Finals, it went back to basically vanilla.
Yeah.
Catalina versus Percival.
Which is crazy because like if this was last patch, I would never have said that.
True. But that final patch did change a lot of things for Catalina. There's the stagger throw.
One more. Oh, no, it goes to the overdrive.
Almost one light too many.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. A lot of people do those staggered lights to be able to make sure they can actually either option select or react to overdrive activation. And so they may end up doing it one too many times because they're focusing on ensuring that they at least get a combo.
Yeah.
Oh, almost got the whiff punish, yeah.
You see the slide? She's
gotta let it slide.
Slippery.
Gotta butter up them gauntlets, cleats, greaves. There we go. That's the word.
It's so funny because she actually is just wearing heels.
That is true.
She has well, they're kind of like pumps, but you know whatever. Semantics.
Ooh, defensive throw. Let me out.
Ooh, that was a combo.
I thought
ability.
Yeah. But I mean, still close the door.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 round apiece here, first game. I mean, if Catalina is the character of choice throughout the entire Grand Finals for Gamera, this will absolutely be a very slow Grand Finals.
Yes. Intentional. I mean, intentional. You know what? If I'm Gamera, I actually like the slowdown because Tororo sped through in a 3-0. And if I'm Gamera, the mental game is let me slow it down and at least cool off Tororo a little bit.
Literally put him on ice.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. No, the second you said intentional, I knew exactly what you were talking about. I never thought about it, but you're totally right.
Oh, the counter hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Ow.
Counter hit only combo. And now the Trauma Rise stacks on deck. Oh, and jumps again.
Wow.
Denial.
He's making that look like a cross-cut uppercut. That's a regular button.
Yeah.
That is not an uppercut.
Just 2H, you know.
You know, just doing my thing. Moisturized.
Staying in my lane.
Prospering.
Oh, yeah, the low lord strike right there afterwards. And that can be such a weird position because, like, a lot of people like to run forward or try to take their turn back after Percival, you know, hits a button because there's the mix-up of, is Percival going to press button and then dodge to try and change their frame data? Or is he going to press button and try and sneak in a Trauma Rise stack, right? And so you stick in the Lord Strike, and you're just like, hey, bro, what? You weren't privy? You weren't thinking about it?
I got this too, you know. Especially at that range, like you were saying, where it's like, you're not like full screen. Obviously, like Lord Strike
His hair looks disheveled.
ringing in your head. Yeah, I don't blame him. It's been a long night.
His hair is all over. Yeah. He's stressing.
Ooh, stop the plus frames at their tracks. Yeah, that is kind of like the counterplay, right? You worry about the plus frame thing, but it turns out, hey, it's slow enough that you can react. You just got to stop Percival in his tracks.
Just stop Percival. That's all you got to do.
If it were me, I would simply just win Grand Finals, personally.
Just get the W. I don't understand what the fuss is about.
Just be better than the other guys. It's not hard.
Keep your health above 0.
Don't lose.
Just hit more notes.
Nice spacing on that.
We got that mark in there, too. We might need that.
Yeah, and okay, so this is where we saw a bit of a trouble for Gamera before, walking themselves back into the corner, but, you know, changing that up.
No, point blank?
No, that was an attempt at chip out. That was an attempt at chip out.
Yeah.
The surprising part is doing that, though, instead of, like, EX Fireball, right?
With multiple hits,
yeah.
Or even DP, like, because you can kind of...
Well, so the thing is once you've initiated chip cuts, the opponent has to become out of block stun for you to actually chip them out afterwards. So, like, EX Fireball would have given him the plus frames to then do another move into, into delay.
Yeah, I didn't see
that
the
damage?
chip cut status, but
He
overdrive.
He can win.
Yeah, he got overdrive.
Oh, absolutely. He hit him once.
Gamero's the one in danger.
No, what it was, that was an even situation. They were both currently on death point.
They have the same amount of health.
But Gamera, the one to make it happen there in the long one. Okay, yeah. Just get those plus frames back.
You see how patiently he just walks you down with that long sword?
Well, yeah.
Wait till I get my turn.
Pick up, brother.
No.
Didn't get the wall bounce, but still got plenty of damage. And Tororo uppercuts the hell out of there.
Yeah.
He's seen enough.
And he got his stacks on top of it, too. Ooh, I think maybe he was trying to do easy input DP, but he didn't realize he didn't have it because you saw him walking forward, right?
Yeah.
He tried to get a double uppercut combo.
Oh, I thought a rush was coming.
Goodness.
I mean, that could have been death. You're correct.
Just do it anyway.
He had EX to cancel. I'm so confused. Oh, yeah.
He's just in the feels right now. That's what that is.
Yeah. Gamera going to tie it up.
Yeah, Gamera's Catalina not looking like a slouch whatsoever.
No.
You're thinking the character's out of the game, and then, and then you just bring it right back.
Listen, I like it so far, what we've been seeing. I mean, even the game that he lost, it looked like this pick was premeditated,
Mm-hmm. Like this was the original intent. Like, I said it. Evo was a little too close. I need an answer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's looking like. It looks like there's an answer here. And
walk down.
Honestly, I really do. Oh,
wow.
That was sick. That looked like the trailer clashes, where they set up the trailer to try to sell you the game.
Music behind it and everything. It's really rare that you see AT field working that way. Usually not very effective.
Yeah, I mean, Lightwall definitely has its uses, but okay. The overdrive to go through on the close medium.
Stabbed up.
The thrust has been really, really well spaced by Gamera. Honestly, a very powerful tool if you can properly space it.
I mean, if there's a person that's going to space out moves.
Yeah, Gamera would absolutely be the individual.
Stuck in the corner, Tororo has to watch out because EX Thrust is available. One touch could bounce him off the wall, but I'm going in. I'm going in.
So much
click
damage. Good lord. Good lord, strike.
I mean, he's shoving his sword through you. It should do a lot of damage.
That's
He's
and
take this.
and that's serrated. That's not a clean cut.
Oh yeah, no. That thing is on fire. much money you want to bet Gamera just did this because it was fire versus ice?
You know what? I don't like losing my money.
Excellent extension with the EX Fireball. Tried to get the anti, but he got out of there with a jump unique. Tororo getting real tricky with the aerial movement.
Oh, gets thrown up again.
This is probably the most connecting throws I've seen Gamera get on Tororo at all. Tororo seems to be like mentally stacked. Like there's just too much going on for him to recognize everything that could be possible.
Oh,
there's a combo limit DP.
Reset.
One more hit.
Last chance for the dance.
Ooh.
Oh, the patience.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no reason to do anything, right? Like you're so far ahead if you're Gamera, and yeah, it's really on the onus for Tororo to make something happen.
Yeah, it was all up. You know, you spoke about mental stack, and I think that's part of it. I mean, because if you're Tororo, you're thinking about Jita all top 8, right? Like, you're like, okay, if I get to Gamera, you know, it's Jita time. And so you get there, and now it's like Catalina, and it's just like...
You got to fight the same 2 buttons over and over.
Yeah.
That are placed perfectly, like a trap.
Oh
my God. The unique skill conversion helped push to the corner.
Wow.
Stabbed.
Yeah, see, stab was not something that Tororo had to think about before, and now he's got to remember that it's a factor to have to resist to get to go against.
Plus frames. Yep.
Oh yeah, stop the run up. Yeah, maybe starting to become privy.
This is getting pretty good for Tororo. Gamera spending a lot of resources to keep the pressure on.
It's true, and Tororo has that meter full at 100%.
I have no idea how Gamera finds just the perfect times that Tororo will not swing. I mean, will not block to get hit by the thrust.
All right, last chance for the dance here. Yeah. Got him with the stagger.
Tororo with the lead.
Okay. God, this is
like peak Granblue.
Yeah.
This is for real where they're going back to like a season 1 or like an early style. It's just reacting, punishing, and never being overcommittal.
It's a very, I mean, I always tell people this whenever they talk about like, what type of game what does it feel like to play Granblue? And it's like, when you're at or near even level with your opponent, it becomes extremely cerebral.
Yes.
It is a very cerebral game. And Spooky, you pointed out perfectly. It's kind of full circle right back to the origins of the game.
Yeah. I would totally agree, especially considering you see that Gamera, you know, we were seeing run-up throw, right? And at one point, Tororo finally got around it by hitting him and got counter-hit. So then the next thing Gamera did was run up, immediately press a button. But Tororo was blocking that time. So it's just like, I'm trying to use information presented to me by how you react.
Push back into the corner. What a space. Man, those spacing on those thrusts is just super clean.
If Tororo, Gamera are on the screen, the spacing is just not anything that you can scoff at whatsoever. Yeah. It is something to be studied, to be learned.
Every time.
Yeah, bar right there from Gamera trying to make it happen. But, oh, yeah, there's the rush. Using that final little bit of meter that he had to finish it off. Tororo is looking at bracket reset now.
Yeah. Turns out, I mean, the slow pace is not really icing them out, no pun intended, as Gamera might have intended. So, you know.
Yeah, he seems to have it under control. He's not running into any, like, random stabs or anything like that.
I think
it's as safe as it gets for Percival.
Yeah. I think it did originally ice him out, but his ability to adapt was just so powerful that it happened so quickly.
Double throw is going to keep the pressure on.
Oh, yeah, I wanted that bad frame trap because that would have been, like, so much life.
Oh, what a punish!
But it is off of light, so it's not going to be a ton of damage, and that's why you don't see all the EXs getting used, right? Ooh,
conversion.
What a whiff punish off the 2M, too. That was immediate.
Just testing the guard. Tororo put back into the corners. Does have 100% meter, but, I mean, definitely not overdriving it this far away, so you gotta earn that.
Protecting the recovery on the heavy. And Gamera used that moment to get in.
Oh my God.
It could have been over.
Yeah.
Another rare piece of footage where Gamera did not react to the counter hit. But there it is, stab. I cannot stress enough that it is just perfect timing after perfect timing for Gamera. And that's, again, what we're talking about in terms of the cerebral play that it happens once you get into Granblue's nitty-gritty, is that he's knowing exactly when Tororo is trying to press the forward input, and he's just stabbing immediately then.
There it is again. Yeah. I mean, it's just a masterclass on not only how to use Catalina, but how to catch your opponent at the time that they want to initiate and respond.
He's got to be over 80% on success rate in regards to that. Like, it's incredible.
Tried to swing through.
Yep, there's another run-up throw. Tororo pushed back into the corner now.
This is just fun to watch at this point.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that was meant to be into thrust, but like that's a really fast input to be able to go crouch, light, stand, light, thrust. So I definitely don't blame the drop.
Punish again into the rush.
Off
Got
the
the wall
wall.
bounce.
Oh, that's so much. Are you gonna? Okay, barely alive.
Finally the skilling
gas.
kicked in.
Oh, yeah, I tried to
Trade.
sweep, but the trade too powerful. Okay, so 2-2. Things have changed up, whereas Tororo was on the bracket reset point now that Catalina's come in the clutch.
Oh, you see the shakes?
You see the hands?
shakes?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's
That's
tense.
nervousness.
Yes.
It's tense.
This is what we love about offline.
Ooh, you see the one guy's got the shakes, the other guy's got the sweats.
Yeah.
It's serious.
Oh, I'm definitely believing in victory right now as we get into a possible tournament game or tournament reset. I
in their
cannot call it.
hands.
I really cannot
It's
call
in their
it.
hands at this point. They're going to show us the best possible match either way.
Absolutely.
Uppercut denied. That's the
that
first time he
was-
tried that.
Exactly, yeah.
What the heck?
The fact that that did not land Tororo, man.
That is one of those things where Gamera probably went to that because it's the last round. So he's like, all right, now I'm going to bust out all the crazy stuff you weren't seeing before. You saw me being pensive and stoic before. Now I'm going to start busting out.
No, Tororo's prepared to fight an uphill battle the whole way through.
Knew that stepping into Grand Finals coming from losing side, right? Like, this is not going to be, this is a mountain climb.
Oh, the two-piece again.
That's $14.99, my son.
Plus tax.
I don't got that in Oregon, buddy.
Oh, let's go!
Oh,
That was ridiculous. Oh,
I'm sorry.
that was crazy. They both did rush at the exact same time.
They both called out the strike
Oh,
invulnerable,
my
but
goodness.
Gamera with the counter hit confirming the EX Fireball now working on tournament point with the Catalina.
Now, does Gamera just wild out? You have a round to give?
Shoot, they tried to wild out the first round. They almost died.
Yeah, I think that's why the game changed right after. It was just like, all
He
right,
was like, if I uppercut here, I'm going to lose.
maybe I was wrong.
I might have made a mistake.
That was when he knew.
Totoro, though,
He's got only one mark, and he's sitting on that mark like it's the most important possession.
listen, that stock can be what puts him into the big house or out on the streets.
I heavily agree that one trauma rise stack could just change, like, because that's a straight up Lord Strike, right? And you can take half the opponent's life bar.
Fire
There it
attack
is.
up.
Stagger got the light.
Oh yeah, but didn't have Lord Strike available
Yeah.
because just used the EX. Okay.
Oh,
I like
it broke
that.
through.
Yeah, so your turn back, right? Mm-hmm. It's very Soul Calibur-esque.
That actually could have been worse for Tororo. Oh, like that.
Speaking of
My
words,
God.
That's
yeah.
terrible. Uppercut.
What a
bet.
decision. What a decision. The back shift. Caught
Use
him
the
low.
plus.
Okay. Yeah, and use the fact that he didn't have the cooldowns available to and just use Rush instead, right? Ooh.
What a fireball
Oh,
with
the
the
EX fireball
EX.
broke. Oh, EX uppercut.
He gambled everything.
That's crazy. Tororo.
Gamera's thrusts are starting to falter. Before, where they were over 80% success rate, they are now starting to kill Gamera.
Man, that was extra brave.
This is reset or tournament.
Oh, counter
right
hit.
here.
3
Charging up.
marks. He's hitting every Shoryu now.
He is becoming the Shoto.
And this is the Lord of Flames. He will not let his vassals down. As now Gamera running through with the forward throw. And now the throw game is going to become prevalent again, because remember, at the very beginning of the set, we saw a lot of throwing from Gamera.
Nice.
Tororo not afraid, though. Getting the offensive pressure going. Okay, EX Fireball's gone.
The bracket reset is within reach. He's got to respect the
caught him out there.
overdrive.
Oh, God,
it's
out the air
coming
again.
around.
Jump denied once more. There's the hard knockdown. It's time to put the pressure on. The overdrive gets spot dodge, and that's going to be a bracket
Reset.
reset for Tororo.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Tororo. That was well done.
That was extremely well done. Totoro knew going in, like, this is going to be the long haul, so I gotta lock in and stay focused. And surviving the character switch and just, I mean, really focusing on I'm going to turn that game 5 was essentially Tororo turning Gamera's game plan around of like, you're getting antsy, and I'm going to make you pay for it because now I know when you want to be active, and I'm going to use the tools to take those turns away from you.
Yeah, I was going to say that last game, Gamera was they kind of both had the same idea, but Gamera's uppercuts really were not very effective versus Tororo. Every uppercut was just the right uppercut and the perfect uppercut.
Well, now that we are in a bracket reset, the question will come to pass. Is Catalina staying?
Yeah, that is the biggest question. I mean, if you're Gamera, you can look. It wasn't wrong, right? Like, that's the thing. Is like it wasn't the wrong pick. It's not like you got blown up. So you got to ask yourself: Do I go in with the Catalina who got me to the limit, and it was just me, or do I want to feel more at home on the Jita?
And that's the thing too, is the Catalina's warmed up now.
Yes.
The Catalina is what you have been, putting your mental state into. So you definitely know how to play Catalina right now. Whereas, like, Jita might take a couple games. And
I'm not giving that to Tororo.
Yeah. If you give Tororo a couple of rounds, I don't know about your well-being anymore.
Yeah, like, looking at the way that Tororo can play Percival, the way that Mjima was defeated 3-0, I'm not trying to give Tororo an inch at all.
Okay, it looks like with the bracket reset, Catalina does appear to be locked in. Now, that doesn't mean that Catalina has to be locked in for the entire set, of course, because we are in a new 3 out of 5 territory, right? So that does mean there is potential.
Set 2.
This is the limit. This is the third bracket or the third match that we said we could possibly get. And I mean, what better way than to have these two going at it to close out this tournament for Granblue Fantasy Versus at Evo Japan 2023. We're going into Shin Grand Finals, the last set for Granblue Fantasy Versus here for the night. It's going to be Gamera versus Tororo, first to 3. That's all you need.
And what's so cool to me about all of this in the first place is this isn't just a run back from Evo, but the fact that this is also another bracket reset. These two have never not bracket reset each other.
It's going to be another epically close matchup.
I mean, that's the beauty of fighting games, right? When you find that true rival, like the person who you know it's going to go to the limit, it's a gorgeous thing.
I'm both scared and excited to see what these two are going to be cooking up when Rising comes out.
Oh yeah,
or maybe even before, because we do have those betas coming up that we are newly aware of.
PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, make sure to keep a lookout. Okay, yeah, that spacing is coming back into play. Because remember, while Catalina does have a very similar FAR M to Percival, hers is a bit slower, but at the bonus of having better distance, right? And so Tororo is going to be able to use his his FAR M in a more dominating fashion at that range. Oh! Slide to the left.
One stack this time.
Okay, well, 2 throws this time.
Try to get the third one too. Yep. But thank you, Down Light, for saving lives.
It does.
Woo, that spacing.
That was dangerous.
That was nasty.
Yeah, because if he had pressed the button, that would have been it.
That's why you can see such pensiveness in the game plan. They're barely doing anything.
Oh. Again, same trick, but again, it did not work. And Tororo surviving.
Has that meter as well. Okay, respect it.
Yeah, the Abare out. I mean, you gotta put on the mental stack to your opponent that you're not always going to block. And so now they have to double check their guard strings. Like, ooh, do it. I was frame trapping before, but now no, it's not working out so well. My frame traps don't seem to be so strong. And then that takes away such an offensive momentum from you because now you're too afraid to do it. It's all about never being afraid, right? Like you can always respect your opponent, but you should never be afraid.
Reset situation here. Caught him low.
Okay, plus frames
again. Yeah, I mean, caught the jump out though.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh,
nice
yeah.
dodge.
And because it was fully charged, you had to spot dodge right there, because otherwise it would have been a guard crush, and so then Gamera would have had the plus frames. Oh, got him again.
Yeah.
So 0 for 2, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that's just such a clutch block, too. I mean, 0 for 2. Think about how many games we've seen, and that's just the second time
Yeah, we're in the middle of Game 6,
Yeah.
right? And that's not even counting how many rounds that we've seen, like, all the...
Extremely close ones, lots of back and forth.
Yeah. Meanwhile, another EXDP for Tororo lands, right? So it's just been, in the DP land, Tororo's way ahead of Gamera.
I'm surprised that this was the pace that Gamera wanted to choose. I mean, Tororo is forced into this no matter what because he's the Percival.
Yeah.
But Gamera, with this pick, he's saying, all right, I want me a nice, slow, take my time, and find all the little holes in your armor so I can stab away.
And we finally see a missed wake-up DP, and it is just coming back to haunt Tororo right now.
It
Yeah.
sure is.
All right.
Good lord, that changed the entire game.
Yeah.
Actually, that one missed DP.
Yeah, turned it into from a kid's show to a horror movie.
I mean, you know, there's always goosebumps, so you can put the two together. You can put the two together, you know.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, well, man, okay, real talk. Choose your own adventures were messed up, weren't they? Like,
Yeah, some of them
yeah,
were.
like, oh my god.
Turn to page
there's
39.
like
You
12
lost your
routes
head.
where you die, another 5 routes where something terrible happens, and there's like
Yeah.
2 routes where you win. It's like crazy.
Bro, I read this in elementary school. Like, what's going on here?
I'm not going to lie. I read them joints backwards. I was like, I'm not putting myself through this stress.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of stress in this Grand Finals, too, especially because Gamera, I mean, with this Catalina, continues to evolve and continues to adapt to Tororo's play.
Not afraid to uppercut despite the punish in the last game.
I mean, that's one of the things where it's like you have to keep that on the table if you're Percival, right? Because otherwise you're going to get pushed into a situation where you never get your turn back. Speaking of turn backs.
Yeah, definitely stealing turns. That's where we're starting to take away the normal cerebral nature, right? We have to start stealing turns to be able to make something happen. Because if you play a literal perfect game, a lot of the time it becomes formulaic.
Yeah.
And so you need to start just doing some crazy stuff every now and then. We've seen where it's absolutely hurt the player, but we've seen where it's helped them a lot as well.
I mean, arguably, we wouldn't even be in this reset if Gamera played just the perfect game. I mean, Tororo played the perfect game and never EXDP'd, right?
Yeah, heavily agree.
Oh, the low.
The legs.
Has meter, too.
Excellent break. They're looking pretty heavily for the finish, Tororo.
Oh, just jumps out.
That was a super jump, too.
Yeah, with impunity. Okay, yeah, a lot of these throws are now starting to get tacked too, but I mean, not going to matter anymore as the Super Skybounders should finish this off, no problem.
Yeah, they didn't even get to see Ares for a second, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, they made the special guest cameo.
Yeah. You good? You good? All right, I'm out.
Ares was actually the tagline for the beat, and that was it.
Shut up like that. What up?
Counter thrust.
Yeah, just using the light wall to threaten something, but not actually use it, right? Get the backdash out of there. Ooh.
Nice punish there.
And the standard throw to keep the corner. Counter hit conversion. Again, EX Fireball into Ender. It's not enough.
Does the DP happen? No.
Oh,
Clash?
clashes.
Whoa.
I just never know what's going to happen on a Clash anymore because these people have just been...
They've been doing all types of stuff.
Yeah.
They've been doing Clash dodges.
Clash
and
rush.
Woo!
I almost lost it, bro. I would have freaked out and threw tech right there. I absolutely would have done it.
This is very dangerous.
Oh, no. You
Just
continue
take all
throw
of them.
tagging.
You can
Continue
take
throw
all of
tagging.
Overdrive.
Does it
Did
land?
Oh, just too high up as Gamera perfectly jumps over the overdrive. Was more than likely looking for throw tech.
Yeah.
But
I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tororo, you can... Wow, that is an utter look of defeat right now. Either that or meditation, but... That's not the kind of thing you want to see on the morale of somebody's face.
No. It's tough. It's been a long road, but you got to find that extra gear. But it's hard, right? I mean, you're now in a situation where you're down 0-2, so that means you have no breathing room.
Hey,
There's
it's
no
okay.
more losses that you can
won,
afford.
He won 2 games before. He just needs 2 more right now, and then it's all leaving.
That's true.
Very true. We did not think it was going to Game 5 when it first started the set, and, well, look at where we're at now.
Change the game.
Sure you.
Okay, there's an anti-air.
Yeah, nice size up, too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you do not get the ground bounce if it's in the middle of a combo when you do it, which, I mean, that character would have been dead otherwise. But
And it would have been stylish. Just
Yeah,
slam
yeah.
them down.
Pushed into the corner. Look at the spacing. Nice stand dodge as well.
okay,
Using
most
the
frames here.
rush to keep the mid screen.
Ooh, 1 throw tech, 2 throw tech. Yeah, again, these are starting to get a lot more techs are coming out for Tororo. But the problem is at the expense of like the mental stack in other areas, right? You're looking out for throws so much more you're starting to get hit in. Well, maybe it's Gamera that's starting to get hit in the neutral game, because that's what I was about to say.
Space control. I'm wondering when the raw universal overhead is going to come out the playbook.
You know, I mean, your Tekken throws reactionary, right? It maybe the thing you start doing.
Word. At their level of the game, using a universal overhead as like your level 0 tactic is not very powerful. It is a trick that you got to save for the critical moment.
Yeah. Like after you've thrown someone 3 times in a row.
Exactly. You throw them a bunch of times, and then it's final game. That's the time you go for it, right?
I mean, honestly, Gamera is absolutely poised to set that kind of thing up because of all the throws that he's been going towards.
Oh, speaking of throws, nice lower strike into the grab.
Ooh, yeah.
Rush gets her out.
And again, it's just about stealing a turn back. It was never your turn to begin with, but I mean, hey, if it's not my turn, I got nothing to lose.
Tororo with the life lead, but gotta play patiently. That does not have the meter lead whatsoever now.
And I do like that Gamera was just defending all of those to get a little bit of extra bar as well, so you can get closer to either OD or Super Skybound Art and maybe, you know, make this whole thing happen. Wow.
Danger.
Yeah, that was super dangerous.
Okay, the throw gets teched again. Yeah, I was trying to look for a Dragon Punch, I want to say, but I mean, hey,
he's
Dragon
got a
Punch
Dragon
your own.
Punch.
And that's, again, stealing your turn back.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about how you don't want to be too formulaic. That was definitely not in the playbook.
No, certainly not. Yo, even Gamera looking like, really? Really?
Bruh.
You're insane. How dare you uppercut there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna block and destroy you.
That's one down. I mean, if you're Tororo, you're doing this is one round at a time, right? Like you're not even thinking about, you know, game 5 or anything. You're just like, nope, just got to get the next one. This next round, keep moving forward.
Take everything as it goes, because
Yep.
if you don't, you get too far ahead of yourself. You are going to get blown up, and yeah,
Phantom hitboxes.
Yeah, that was the ghost of that button got hit.
Oh,
Two
wow.
marks ready, but no command grab for you.
That was one of the first times he's tried it
True.
versus Gamera and immediately scouted. You know, I mean, I guess if you're going for regular throws, then command throw can also be scouted because you're looking for regular. But it's not looking very strong
Still,
right now.
he probably was pretty confident that was going to work.
Yeah.
You got to be confident if you go for the command grab, for
True,
sure.
true.
There's a lot of extra recovery there. Overdrive pulled out.
Okay.
I mean, you can't save it for the next round, so.
Certainly can't.
And the damage increase will absolutely help here.
And the chip protection as well.
Also, the added chip to normals. If anything, you can even up the life lead, so it just makes a lot of sense.
But you see Gamera just slowing it down, trying to survive.
Oh,
And he has a delicious lead now.
Yo, hello!
Get
And
off.
then the
Trauma Ride to stop the run forward throw.
I fight with my spirit.
This is me when I'm angry.
Oh, and there it is again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen that movie already.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was literally the exact same start as the previous round.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's any indication, that just means Tororo, you know, is not phased, so.
Certainly isn't. Oh man, trying to poke away with the medium, but you got to be super
Sick
careful.
whip
Got it that time,
punish.
yeah.
Empty jump low is not going to find its mark. And Gamera again. Just the
Off the
strike.
Bounce.
The strike throw game has just been so hard for Tororo to deal with as
Oh,
Gamera.
what a mash.
He was like, let me out, let me out.
Going for the legs.
I'm not going back to jail.
I'm never going back. The patience here. You see the subtle just walk forward and block. You know you're in the zone where the Granblue zone.
Well, I mean, this is it right here.
Yeah,
the Granblue
yeah.
zone right here.
Absolutely.
What a th
It would be nice to have that 100% bar back again.
Sure would
Can
be,
we
but
do it?
not this
Oh,
time.
gonna happen.
and that's why you like to have 100% bar. And now,
Tournament point.
yeah, Gamera looking to finish it off right here, right now.
Remind you, we had the same round and game count in the before the bracket was reset, so not over yet.
If there's anything that Tororo can do, it's be explosive.
Yes.
Gamera is setting a glacial pace right now.
I mean, yeah, definitely you want to freeze him out, make sure that it starts to make some mistakes, and you're able to slowly but surely get that win.
Anything to cool the temperature of the possibility that Tororo brings to the table once he's finally got you knocked down. But there it is. The EX Lord Strike gets some Traumarized stacks. Doesn't opt for the run-up. Actually just gets the stacks, and I like that. And yeah, uses the dive kick because was expecting the anti-air.
Yep.
Here's one throw. Two. Okay.
Late break.
Block strengths.
Kakugo,
Oh, I'm not ready.
Stabbed.
It's a good thing it wasn't EX.
Yeah.
That would have been a combo.
EX might have been a kill.
Oh, here we
Command
go.
grab.
X-Seal. That's going to be towards the corner here.
Got the hard knockdown as well.
Ooh, opts not to get stacks. Oh my god, the run-up. You see the cojones on Gamera to just run it somebody?
One
Got a
stack.
stack now, but he's knocked down.
Okay, the low.
Oh my
Yep.
god, this is gonna be so close.
Will he?
Zero
Okay,
fear.
so Overdrive is off the table for Gamera. Tororo, though, still has the ability to do something. Oh, the
No,
try
that's that. There
Gamera.
it is! Gamera off the straight jump. An unfortunate miss there from Tororo, and Gamera converts beautifully to take Evolution Japan 2023.
That's how you know it was an epic Grand Finals, by the way. It started with a full crowd and ended with just the people that were willing to still stick around. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Everybody had to catch the trains, bro.
Everybody was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is too epic. I gotta
Yeah.
go. Ah, I'm out
I
here.
mean, listen, that JU had not worked all set. It had been 2H every single time. So the fact that you're going to go for it now, that's some tough stuff. That's champion stuff right there. And that's why we're looking at back-to-back Evo champions, first in Vegas and now in Japan.
Catalina is back. How about that?
Yeah.
And I mean, Gamera, just the man to beat. No question.
Yes.
No debate. Nothing. It is Gamera.